Hello. Good evening. Welcome in. My name is Jason, aka Woo Woo J Train, and we're gonna draft a dinger tonight. We'll wait a little bit. Hopefully, some people trickle on in here, and we can fill up a lobby. I haven't looked to see if there's one that's full yet, but or how full it is. But I think we're just gonna kind of give it like 5 or 10 minutes or so. Get into it. A lot of hubbub today about these new jerseys. Apparently, people are not liking the new Fanatics jerseys. I have a little snippet of like a side by side. Don't laugh at me. Yes, I used a snipping tool for this because I didn't know how else to do it. So um, let me get the right screen. Wait. Oh no, I lost it. Hold on a second. Yeah, if that's how. Here we go. Let's do this. Oh my God, do what I want you to do. There we go. Okay, here they are. So here's a side by side I pulled off of Twitter of just the X, sorry, of the new jerseys versus the old. So the old jersey is on the left, Logan Gilbert's jersey, compared to the new one on the right with George Kirby. So um, I don't know. What do you guys think of these? It looks like there's a lot of unused space. I saw Miles Michaelis's jersey. I've seen a couple others. Like the letters look like super tiny, don't they? Don't they look super tiny? And there's like a more pronounced curvature to them, I guess. Um, I don't know. I'd like to see one of these in person to like actually come up with a thought or a verdict on them. But Billy's Billy's on the new ones are ugly train. I think I'm there with you. I don't really love them. They look kind of cheap, don't they? Like, why did they move? I mean, it's a minor thing, but why did they move the MLB logo from like the neckline to underneath? That just feels like there's nothing here. And there's like still an odd amount of space between the MLB logo and the lettering. I don't know. This is a choice. Like I said, I want to see one in person to like render full judgment, but the reaction on the old social media has not been lovely for these. Yeah, the dark blue directly next to the green, really hard to tell the difference in color. That was one of the things I noticed too. Like, you can see. I'm sorry, this isn't the greatest illustration. I didn't know how else to do this, but like you can see the letters in Logan Gilbert's name have like some character, some detail. Like the outline is different than the letters itself. Same with the numbers. And then on the new ones, it just kind of like all goes together. And I don't know, maybe that's just the Mariners jerseys. Like I said, I've only seen the Cardinals ones too, but the Cardinals, Miles Michaelis's jersey, it looks like something you'd get out of like the discount section in the kids section, like not a jersey, but like a jersey for a child who's gonna ruin it. Like looks like someone made it in MLB the Show. Okay, yeah, yeah, that sounds about right. It's more shadowy for my pitching targets tonight. I don't know if I've drafted George Kirby yet. If I have, it's only been a couple times. And I don't have much Logan Gilbert either. I'm much more concerned about the lack of Gilbert exposure than the Kirby exposure, and I will explain that later. And I'm ready to be wrong, but there's a reason. So we'll talk about it, and you can make fun of me if I'm stupid. Um, It looks like we've got a few people in here. If you want to join the draft, let me share my screen so you guys can watch me do this. And I know there's a delay, so I will. I'll try to time this right for you guys. Make sure I have the right. There we go. Okay, I think we're good. So let's go to the dinger. All right. In 5 seconds from now, I'm going to hit enter. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes. All right. We need one more. Uh-oh. Two more. One more. That's good. We don't have to wait that long. And we're starting. If there are multiple of you in here and you wanted to hop in the draft, let me know. And I might try to do two at the same time. That is going to be a crap show, but I will do it. If you wanted to draft with us tonight and you didn't get in this lobby, I mean, this is perfect. I'm right next to Brad. I'm in between Brad and Bjorn, two friends of the show. Billy's in here. John is in here. Chip is all the way over here in 12th. Poor Chip. I don't know if Chip's in here, but if you are, I'll be very curious to see what you do out of that 12 hole, my friend. ATC has Kirby as a top 10 pitcher, Castillo 15, Gilbert 23, Logan Webb 3. Yeah, I question Kirby's strikeout ability amongst some other options there. So Brad goes Acuna as he should, and I'm going to do the same thing I've been doing all year, and I'm going to take Aaron Judge over Juan Soto. Hey, Chip, thanks for popping in, man. Appreciate you stopping in. It sounds like Chip's got bad luck. I've done, I want to say 8 drafts in the bunt too, and I think the earliest draft slot I've gotten is like a 7 or something. So I'm getting some bad RNG with the old draft spots and the bunt too. But my dinger luck has been pretty solid so far. I've avoided the dreaded 12 hole. Billy with Fernando Tatis at 4. I love that. Like legitimately, I love that. Tatis is the guy who, like, if I'm just trying to recreate last year in some way, shape, or form, and I'm looking at the first round, I'm saying, okay, which one of these guys could have like the Acuna year, right? Where, power, speed, combination, stuff like that. And I feel like Tatis is a little bit lower than he should be. I honestly, I don't think you can't go wrong with any of these outfielders. I mean, they're all studs. But when I just kind of view things in terms of like who's the guy who's a little maybe undervalued right now, I think it might be Tatis. Chip does not mind the turn as long as he gets Nolan in the third. Very possible. Very doable. I've been using the 12 spot to do some funky stuff. Like I got one in the bunt earlier, and I started, what was it? Strider Olsen, I think. I don't know, Strider somebody. And I just like loaded up on infielders to start, which I never do. And I actually kind of feel like that team came together. I might show you guys that team when we're done here if you care. But that like 11, 12 hole is always super interesting. There's a lot of things you can do, a lot of viable ways to build. But Chip lucked out. He's going to get himself an outfielder here. Good for you, Chip. Happy for you. Tucker and Witt back to back. That's not a bad start. See, now you might get Kyle Tucker and Nolan Jones together. Wouldn't that be fun? I've been taking Jordan over Kyle Tucker pretty much every time I've had the opportunity to. I don't like how little Kyle Tucker I have this year, so I need to probably change that a little bit. But I'm really leaning into the like Jordan's going to actually stay healthy for once. So Witt being pushed up lately. Dogman Chill chiming in here. Thanks for popping in, man. Appreciate you stopping in. And I miss Brad's comment earlier, influencer 101 and chip at 12, just like it should be. Yeah, that's funny. And then Tucker falling is a blessing. Yes, it is. I think Witt's being pushed up because the bat projections came out. Honestly, I think I was waiting on the bat projections to come out to really like lean into, some of these guys who were popping on others. But Witt is a thing in the bat, so that I think that's why he's getting pushed up a little bit. It hasn't been like exponential. I don't think he's really going to go in the first round unless you're in a weird draft. But he was a guy who I felt like you could get in like the 17, 18, 19 range sometimes earlier, and that's never happening again. So we've got a couple quick picks coming up. Billy with Adolis. I have 0 Adolis, and I probably will keep it that way. I'm ready to get crushed by fading him again. And I'm going to go with one of my favorite combinations this year, albeit risky. Judge Trout is it's so hard for me to not click those guys together. I'm hoping to God that Trout stays healthy. Or if he gets hurt in like September when this contest is over and we don't care. Brad with Luis Robert. Let's see. Trying to map out my next move here. I'm stuck between Alonso and Seager. I'm stuck between Seager. All right, guys. Do I do it? Do I take Vlad? Is this the year he finally does something? Like, is he finally going to be that guy? I'll do it. So we've started Judge, Trout, Vlad. I don't have much Vlad this year. He's popping on projections again, as he always does. But like, I need to see him do it this year, or else I'm out. Because this would be the 3rd straight year of disappointing production from him, given the capital we have to spend to draft him. I only didn't take Seager there because I have an exact Judge, Trout, Seager team. I know that for certain. And I just didn't want to do that again for diversity's sake. I think I'm having this little bug again on Underdog where it's looking like I only have 20-something seconds to draft. I don't know how to fix that. Dogman thinking no extension for Alonso, maybe extra motivated, work hard and get that free agent bag. Yeah, potentially. I've been taking Alonso over Vlad pretty regularly lately. I have like none of Alonso or Vlad in the bullpen drafts, like the early ones. But I've been trying to get a little bit more lately. Give me just a sec, guys. I'm going to try to refresh Underdog and see if I can get it to stop doing this thing where it's like not giving me the amount of time that I should have. 1 second. I don't know why it does this sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. It's very odd. It might be my computer. We're almost there. Sorry. Active. Here we go. Okay, let's see if this fixed it. If not, I'll just deal with having 20 seconds to draft. And here we go. Bjorn asking if it ever happens on my phone or just desktop. It's only just desktop. I never have this issue where I only have 20 seconds to draft. Yeah, it's still doing it. I don't know why. Oh well, there's worse things. We're just here to have fun. We're just hanging out. So whatever. Let's go ahead and start the George Kirby debate. So here he is at pitcher 13. here's why I have basically zero Kirby. Okay. And I'm very ready to take a huge L here because I know that he's a lot of people's guy this year. I question his strikeout ability when compared to guys that he's around, like Kodai Senga, Tyler Glass now, who, I mean, I know he can't stay healthy. Honestly, Logan Webb and George Kirby are kind of the same person to me, and I've just been leaning towards Logan Webb. But we've also got Blake Snell below George Kirby, and I think that's insane. So a lot of times when I get to this point in the draft, I'm looking for another outfielder, or I'm looking to maybe start with my pitching or whatever. And George Kirby's just not going to be the first guy in. So, yeah, that's my explanation. And we'll see if I eat a gigantic L after this season is over. So Chip got sniped on Nolan Jones. So rip to his bags. That's very unfortunate. But you got Albies and Reynolds. That's fine. Ellie De La Cruz going 41. That's like 20 spots too high. I'm not even joking. What do we want to do here? Luis Castillo's here at 47. Let's go ahead and start with Castillo. I feel like with this start I've got with Judge, Trout, and Vlad, that should be enough firepower in the first 3 rounds, of course, barring health issues. So probably just going to double tap pitcher here. Brad with Nimmo. He's probably already made his pick. Pablo Lopez goes. I think I'm going to do a Castillo Wheeler pairing. That seems kind of rare to have those two guys together. I don't know if I've done that yet. It's a little more draft capital than I want to spend on pitcher usually. But I feel like that's kind of a unique combination, Castillo and Wheeler. At least I haven't been able to really get it that I know of. All right, let's pull up the board. See if we got any funky builds going on. We've got this guy, CRC 988, with a 3-pitcher start, including taking Yamamoto at 33. That seems kind of crazy, but the dude's ultra talented, so maybe it'll work. With Goldschmidt, so he'll be chasing outfield for the rest of the draft. Chip's got a fun little start here. Kyle Tucker, Bobby Witt, Ozzie Albies. Sorry you didn't get Nolan Jones. Brian Reynolds. Brian Reynolds is about the most boring possible pick in this range in the high 30s, low 40s, but it's a clock error on my computer, Chip says. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just deal with it for now because the time is behind in your settings. Okay. All right. Good to know. I will try to fix that off stream. I'll just deal with it. Hopefully it doesn't annoy you guys all that much. With having the 2-hole, I should be prepared to make picks unless I get uber sniped. But anyway, Brian Reynolds is super boring, but he just feels like a really nice, safe little play. And I think that the Pirates offense might actually be okay this year. Pittsburgh is fun to build. I'm with you, Billy. Oops. I know Brian Hayes is kind of popping on projections. He hits the ball very hard. Unfortunately, he's been hitting the ball very hard and directly into the ground. He needs to lift the ball a little bit more. But, between Reynolds and Brian Hayes, they've got, was it Indy Rodriguez coming up and Henry Davis? They might be at least entertaining to watch. I don't know if they're going to be any good, but they might be able to do a little bit of damage. But Pittsburgh is definitely an easy stack to build because, Reynolds is the most expensive piece, and then you can pretty much get whoever you want. In terms of stacking teams, if I'm in like the 4-5 hole to start, I'm going to take. Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting about Andrew McCutcheon being on the Pirates again. That's a good call out, dog man. Thank you. If I'm in that 4-5 hole to start, I am taking either Ohtani or Mookie. And when I do that, I really like to build out a Dodger stack. Chip saying never early pitcher, Brad. I know the purple. There's so much purple right now. I think this is a perfect opportunity to zig while others zag. Because if you guys have no interest in taking these pitchers, I might just get my third and fourth pitchers right now, and you can all chase pitching further down the board, which is definitely viable and doable. Chip chiming in, time glitch has happened to me before. It's just under pulling your computer time. It's not matching real time. Okay. UD. Gotcha. Okay. That's good to know. Thanks, Chip. Appreciate it. I'll screw with it when I'm off stream. Yeah, I'm just gonna bully you all with pitching. I'm gonna go Blake Snell. I was completely out on Blake Snell at the beginning of draft season because he was like I think P1 or P2 for a little while. And you know what? F it. I'm going Grayson too. Here you go. All right. Luis Castillo, Zach Wheeler, Blake Snell, Grayson Rodriguez. Snell is Ricky chiming in Snell for Perez. He is too cheap right now. I don't get it. I know that like he's had issues staying healthy. So that's been well documented, but the dude won Cy Young last year and he was freaking bananas. And it feels like a mistake to have him where he's at. So I've been getting to him quite a bit lately. So let's recap the team real quick. I'll pull up the draft board. So I started in the 2-hole, took Aaron Judge to start. Again, been taking Judge over Soto all year, and it's strictly an upside play. Aaron Judge can just completely nuke any week. And that's what I want out of my first round pick. Juan Soto is obviously incredible, and it's not wrong to pick him. I'm just favoring Judge as a flag plant strategic thing, and hopefully I get it right. Because if I don't, it's going to be painful. But I started Judge and Trout, Vlad Guerrero, and then Luis Castillo, Zach Wheeler, Blake Snell, and Grayson Rodriguez. Because y'all don't want any of these pitchers, so I'll just go ahead and take them. So, actually, let me leave the board back up. Sorry. It had actually kind of a crazy run with all those pitchers available. Kirby, Glasnow, Skubal, Snell, Peralta, Cease, Grayson. Oh, Brad. Your team is nasty. Good Lord. This is looking good. Acuna, Robert, Alonso, Nemo, Lopez, Peralta, and Cease. That's a dangerous start. So, and I already know who you're going to pick in this next go around here. But I'll let you do it. Maybe. We'll see. Glass now at 69. Billy likes that. Yeah, I do too. Look, I have a lot of Glass now in the bullpen, but I haven't been drafting him much in the dinger, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because there's been a bunch of news about, their rotation and a lot of speculation that they may go to like a six man here and there and rest guys, which it probably will. So is he going to get a full allotment of innings, even if he stays healthy? It would appear probably not. Um, Vegas odds are minus 250 on Brad drafting his guy this next turn. I don't know if 250 is favorable enough for the books. Chip did something very interesting here. Well, I guess actually, I thought Torkelson. Stop it. He went with Torkelson a little bit ahead of ADP, and I like that because Torkelson can mash. All right, we've got a pick coming up here in 4 picks. Marte just went off. One of my favorite pitchers to draft. Actually, 2 of them are in this range. Carlos Rodon and Kyle Bradish. I love hitting those 2 guys. Chip, nothing if not interesting. That's all he's got. Again, I want to thank you all for coming out. Ricky popping in to the live chat first time. Appreciate seeing you here, man. Billy, Dogman, Brad, Bjorn, Chip, the whole gang. Thanks, guys, for popping in here. I'm going to go with the 2 cheap still, Yandy Diaz. I feel like my infield needs a little love. And I got to get to work on this outfield because it is going to get pretty scary in a minute. Brad picks Bellinger and Wyatt Langford. Minus 250 was not favorable enough. That needed to be like minus 1200, Bjorn, that he was going to pick Wyatt Langford there. I'm going to go James Outman here. With the Dodgers, I'm always like concerned about how they're going to allot some playing time. But he was awesome last year as a rookie. And like, what are they going to do? Are they going to give Jason Hayward at bats over James Outman? Like, that would be just beyond incredible to watch that happen. I don't know. Outman feels too cheap for his potential, but there's always the the lingering albatross. What are the Dodgers going to do playing time wise? So we'll see what happens there. Pull up the board. I don't really know what to do about Cody Bellinger. I don't really have him. Chip saying they did add Margot. Why? I don't know. Are people still waiting for Manny Margot to happen? Like, is that a thing? Is it still 2012 or whenever the hell he came up initially? That's probably not that long ago, but I feel like we've been trying to make Manny Margot happen for 15 years, and I don't think it's going to happen, guys. There's worse landing spots for him than LA for sure. Yeah, true, dog man. If he was going to happen anywhere, it would be LA. Yeah, that's very true. The Dodgers have a way of just making people good. All right, let's see what Chip does here. Josh Young, I like that. And Zach Eflin is his first one in. Cool. So he's got a nice little he's got a little bit of stacking going on here. Little 2-mans with Evan Carter and Josh Young, and then Spencer Torkelson paired with Riley Green. I really like that pairing. Torkelson and Green feels really, really good. Ricky's chiming in. It's his and BJ Upton's year. Yeah, man. BJ Upton, I mean, That guy's he's always a year away. He'll be back. All right, Billy's got, how do you feel about Solaire's landing spot? Not a great park, but pretty guaranteed ABs, and at least he isn't playing in the NPB or KBO. Correct. He is still here in America, so that's good. San Francisco sucks for power. Gorgeous ballpark, though. But I feel like Soler is one of those guys who has so much power that it may not matter all that much. I haven't really figured out where I'm at with him. I have quite a bit of him already. So if I wanted to limit my exposure, I'm going to have to pretty much just fade him for a good chunk of the remainder of draft season. I think I'm like near 30% on him. Like, period. I'd have to look. I could be wrong, honestly. I haven't looked at my exposures in a minute, but I feel like I've been drafting Soler a lot. So it's not the best landing spot, but like you said, he's going to have guaranteed at bats. Like, he's not going to find himself in a platoon. You don't give a guy like that sort of contract if you're going to platoon him. And also, I wonder with Gabe Kapler being gone and them having a new manager, if we're going to see less platooning in San Francisco and they'll actually give us like a normal lineup day in and day out. We shall see. All right, Billy and Bjorn are up. That's my pick. Let's see what happens here. TikTok. Thanks again, Chip, for the tip on the clock thing. I appreciate that. I'm gonna go ahead and bang my head against a wall and pick Eloy Jimenez here. I can't wait for him to have his butt explode while doing sit-ups in puppy yoga or something. Like, this guy finds the most creative ways to get hurt and miss time. But he still has the ability to hit 40 home runs, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, I knew you'd like that one, Ricky. I knew you'd be a big fan of that one. His price is fair for what he can be. This is hell. This outfield is injury hell. And now we're going to take Rhys Hoskins because I can't stop clicking his name, and I won't stop. So that's happening again. I'd have to look back at my streams. I feel like I pick Rhys Hoskins almost every stream. And quite frankly, I don't want to hear any criticism about it because he's good at baseball. So, but yeah, Ricky, the Eloy thing, I mean, how many times am I gonna let myself be hurt before I finally learn? I keep, like, it's almost like the Byron Buxton thing with him, except Byron Buxton's way better. It's gonna happen. Here it comes. This is the year. And then, like, he trips on a frog and breaks his ankle. Like, I don't know. This guy. Being a White Sox fan is absolutely miserable. It really is. All right, we're off that silly subject. Here's the board. Let me actually recap where I'm at with my team. So currently I have a 4-3-4 build. So the pitching staff is Luis Castillo, Zach Wheeler, Blake Snell, and Grayson Rodriguez. That's pretty nasty. The infield is Vladdy, Yandy Diaz, Rhys Hoskins, and then the outfield, everybody is hurt, but it's Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, James Outman, and Eloy Jimenez. So I like how this team's constructed right now, given what happened in this particular room. Chip double tapping Bibby and Shota Imanaga. I like Bibby this year. I feel like he's just kind of like flying under the radar a little bit. I need to do some research on Shota Imanaga. I don't really know anything about him, and that's a gigantic hole I have in my knowledge here. Let me go back to Brad's comment from earlier. Now that he's gone, thoughts on Bieber increased velo at one of those facilities? Was it Driveline, Brad? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. I have been completely out on Bieber. I thought he was washed. I thought he was done. The increase in velocity is appealing. And I feel like he's at a price, like getting him at 117. So in the 10th round, like if he's right, if he comes back and is that dude again, he could just completely and totally bury me. So I might incorporate him a little bit more, but I know for certain that I have not clicked his name a single time. If he's on any of my teams, it's because I wasn't paying attention and he auto drafted. So outfield could be a song lyric. Everybody's hurt sometime. Yeah. Let's bring back REM. Where'd they go? I'm really showing my age there. That's sad. Let's move on. Billy Jones is at 57% Shota right now. That's an impressive number. And like I said, I need to look into him a little bit more. There's a reason he came over and got the contract he did. So he's obviously good. And Chip approves of Billy's exposure. Billy's Shota Imanaga is Brad's Wyatt Langford. All right, we've got to pick up here in a minute, and I might do. I have an idea. I have a thought. I don't know if Bjorn's going to pick him or not. Taylor Ward, you just ruined my entire life. Ugh. Dang it, Bjorn. I mean, do I take Verdugo for the stack? I guess. Damn it, Bjorn. Really ruined my evening. That's sad for me. I don't mind Verdugo on 43. It's not horrible. He just doesn't really do anything for me. I mean, like maybe the short porch in Yankee Stadium, he hits a few more home runs. He's probably going to be leading off, right? Is he going to be leading off? Or is he going to be in the middle-ish of the lineup? I'll have to check out roster resource and see what they think. See what Brad does. All right. Vinny Pasquantino it is, without even thinking and clicking his name. He feels way too cheap right now. Yes, I could have gone Anthony Volpe for the stack. Anthony Volpe doesn't really do much for me, though. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Oops, let me go in chronological order. Bjorn, you got a good price on Verdugo at least, round discount. Yeah, that's why I did it, because I'm not taking him at cost, but like a round later, okay, I can do that. Chip is still lamenting Nolan Jones getting sniped from him. I mean, that was pretty brutal. You know, the pick before you on the turn, you had a plan. You started with an outfielder, which was a miracle. Yeah, that's pain, Chip. I'm sorry that happened to you. Dogman DJ could start leading off. Could be Verdugo at some point. Okay. DJ also going undrafted. I think there's probably a reason for that. If people want to draft him, then I mean, go ahead. But I think the DJ LeMahieu from 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know that we're ever going to see that again. Volpe leading off guy by May. I could totally see that actually. Yeah, and then that would put Verdugo probably in like the 6 or 7 hole. Which okay, that's fine. If you had like Volpe, DJ, no, Soto, Judge, who would be 4th? Rizzo? Are they going to bat Rizzo 4th? I don't know. We'll see what they do with their lineup. But regardless, I think Verdugo is going to have a nice little slot in their lineup. And I don't, with the discount, I don't mind taking him there, honestly. um, I think I talked about this on the last stream, but this Chris Sale rise was kind of funny to me because like nothing changed with him other than the fact that he put on a different uniform and then he went up like 50 picks. So um I don't know. I just found that entertaining. Chip's a Michael King believer. Got Kerry Carpenter in there for the stack. Yes, we must have Kerry Bonds. I don't have much of him and I don't like it. I really don't. Because I like Kerry Carpenter. Is he, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think against lefties, Carpenter found himself on the bench a little bit last year. I don't know if it was all year or toward the end of last year. I hope that he doesn't find himself in a platoon situation. Even if he does, he's strong side platoon, so that's fine. But I don't know. I'm kind of just like, let the guy play. If you can't hit lefties now, all right. The Tigers aren't, well, I mean, I guess that division's kind of trash, so they could potentially win the division, but they're not like, you know, a shoe-in playoff team. I don't know. I'm just kind of like let the kids play. That's where I'm at. All right. We have 4 more picks. I've got a 4-4-5 build right now. I really like how this team is coming together. I need to feel better about the outfield, and I will not draft Giancarlo Stanton. I won't do it. I refuse. I refuse. I think he's washed, and I don't think he can stay healthy. And I also have way too much injury risk in this outfield to be like, yeah, let's just take Giancarlo Stanton. Chip, platoons are above my pay grade as a baseball casual. Okay. Yeah. I'm not like the lineup guy. I am gonna outsource that information with like Mike Kurland and these dudes who do that stuff. I actually don't really know what I want to do next year. I could do the Will Smith thing for a stack, but I don't like him as much as I did last year. He's gonna lose some at bats to Shohei because he's not gonna DH hardly ever, if ever. Let's do this. Let's take. Let's stack up Kansas City. Let's go MJ Melendez. I don't have much of him. He doesn't really excite me, but it feels like a decent floor guy for this team that I have built, which is just like a festival of ceiling guys. And then let's take Isaac Paredes for the Tampa Bay stack. I still think Paredes is too cheap. I really do. The only thing I'm worried about with him is playing time. That's it. It's the only thing. His spray chart is like legitimately hilarious from last year. I think it's every single home run he hit last year was his pull side. He may have hit one to like center or opposite field, but he pulls the ball a ton, but he has a lot of power. And he has the ability to get you those like burst scoring weeks, spike weeks. Bjorn, snipe me on Paredes. We are even now for Ward. Okay. All right. I mean, I think I needed Ward a little bit more than you needed Paredes with how our builds are constructed, but let's let bygones be bygones. As you've noticed, I have pretty much turned off pitcher since my start. That is the correct thing to do. I'm convinced. I hope there's no audio on my screen, but anyway. When you start with this, dedicate this much draft capital early to pitching, in my opinion, you have to just shut it down until you get to like 18, 19, 20th rounds. because you got to do some catching up with the offense. I'm really feeling this team. I don't know. We'll do a recap after, and if we can recap your guys' teams too. If you do not want me to do that, let me know. Okay, I'll just go. But if you don't want me to out your strategies, I won't. Billy's got 4 mini stacks. I like the mini stacks way more than the big stacks. I love doing 2 and 3 mans. I don't. I have a couple. I have a few 4s, but I will not have any 5-man stacks. I don't think. I just feel like that's. I feel like that's overstacking. Brad just doubled down on pitcher, which he never does. I missed it. Where are we at? Talk about. Oh, with like an early start too for you. Is that what you're talking about? I mean, your staff is nasty. Your team's kind of hot, Brad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. Dogman, don't worry, you can still draft 2024 top trade deadline target Joey Gallo. I could do that if look, I already have enough frustration in this lineup single-handedly with Eloy Jimenez. I don't need to add Joey Gallo to the picture. So, but I could do it. Yeah, Brad's got all 6 pitchers. So he's admitting to stopping at a 6-pitcher build, which I think most of my teams are 6-pitcher builds, 6s or 7s. I've got a couple 5s, and I do have a couple of 8s. Those are not optimal in any way, but they were just kind of fun to draft. And I like to throw a couple little kind of weird teams in there. We got a pick and 4 picks, 4, 5, 6 build. Pitching staff is still Luis Castillo, Zach Wheeler, Blake Snell, Grayson Rodriguez. Infield is Vladdy, Yandy Diaz, Reese Hoskins, Vinny Pasquantino, and Isaac Paredes. And then the outfield is Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, James Outman, Eloy Jimenez, Alex Verdugo, and MJ Melendez. I was hoping Will Smith would make it back to me. I would have been cool with taking him at 191 for the stack. Let's see. I have an idea of what I want to do here. I'm going to go with Gavin Williams. Highly touted prospect for the Indians. Guardians. Dang it. Keep doing that. Guardians, who just keep churning out pitchers. I mean, Cleveland is just a pitching factory. It's unbelievable. I don't know how they do it. It also helps just from paying attention to the draft. I know Brad's in the chat. He said he wasn't going to draft any more pitchers, but I didn't need him to say that to know he wasn't going to draft any more pitchers. So I would pretty much have my pick of the litter here. So I'm going to go Gavin Williams. And then I'm going to go back to the Lance Lynn this year. He was abysmal yesterday. What? Last year. There we go. With giving up home runs. But St. Louis is better for preventing home runs than Chicago or LA. So I think I like that a little bit more. Billy should have waited after the turn. Draft team 2. Man, I don't know if I can do another one. Chip would do another one. Brad would do another one. Let me see if I can. Hang tight with me. Need all the plus EV I can get. I feel a little insulted by that comment, Brad. I don't like it. I'm taking that as an insult, even if that's not how you meant it. That's how I'm taking it. I'm offended. And Terrence is here. I'll probably pronounce your name wrong. I'm so sorry. I literally just read it like phonetically. So I apologize if it's Terrence and I screwed that up. That's my bad. 5 more waiting now. Okay. All right, guys. You're gonna make me do this. Okay. 14 picks away. Let Ben, can you keep me posted on that lobby? Because I want to get these last 2 picks knocked out because this time glitch I'm having. I just don't want to like mess anything up. And I don't know that I'm ready to auto just yet. So yeah, keep me posted on that one. Yeah, I'm sure it will, Phil. I don't know one more already. Yeah, I'm not gonna hop in that one. But y'all feel free to draft together if you want to. Let me see if I can make this work. All right, 6 picks away. 6-5-6 build. This is gonna probably be a 6-7-7 team for sure. I'm gonna turn pitcher off. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Yeah, I will. If you guys are still up for it, I'll do another one with you. Just let me know. I don't want to hop in and like cut half of you guys out, so I want to enter a fresh lobby if that's all right with you guys. I appreciate that you want to hang around and do another one. Means a lot to have you guys like come out and hang out. This is a ton of fun. I hope you guys are having a good time too. It's the whole point of this. Just having fun with people drafting, clicking names. All right. So pitcher's done. I need 2 infielders and an outfielder. I'm trying to see if there's any other stacks I can set up. Thanks, Brad. Sheep coming in. What's up, buddy? Thank you for popping in. New lobby, 3 so far. Okay. I'm going to hop into that draft. Dinger, enter, go. All right. I'm in the new one. Now let me get back to my other draft. Give me just a second here. I haven't ever multi-tabled on stream before. So what are we doing? I have 13 seconds to figure this out. And I'm just going to go Edouard Julien. Buy myself some time. Dogman is inside of my brain because that is exactly what I was thinking I was going to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and get sniped by Brad. You. I want to leave the other lobby now. Fine. We'll go Matt Wallner to stack with Julien. How about that? And hopefully Rocco Baldelli. Why can't I talk tonight? This is bad. Rocco Baldelli, please, for the love of God, stop being Gabe Kapler and just like give us a lineup every night. And we just know who's out there. This dude pinch hit for Edouard Julien last year in like the second or third inning. I remember it vividly because I happened to play that DFS slate on Redacted. And I didn't have Julien, but I think he was chalk that night and people were losing their minds. So, Brad didn't see the message. You know what, Brad? I believe you. I really do. But that is exactly what I was going to do. I was gonna get Nelson Velasquez to pair with Melendez and Vinny P. But you know, drafting is an art. We got to pivot, and planned that out when I took Melendez. So you like pre-set up the snipe. I mean, look, man, if you had the foresight and did that, I just kudos to you, you know. My wife texted me that there are so many dudes out right now getting Valentine's Day stuff. Man, gotta come through a little earlier than the night before, fellas. All right, where are we at on this other one? Am I up? Oh, we still need one more person. Perfect. The timing's working well here. All right. Mr. Charles here. Remember that too? The one time I played Julianne. Yeah, I will never forget that. It was the streets were on fire when that happened last year. Dark Sheep had to get the card chocolates tonight. You know what? Sometimes we get busy, right? I retract my statement. I don't want to offend any of the viewers, but you know, night before, like you can't make that a consistent thing. But we'll let it slide. Drafting is like Roth carrying a crouch up an apartment staircase. Pivot. You must pivot. I know the reference. I didn't watch Friends much, but my wife did, so I've watched it by proxy now. All right. This is kind of working perfectly. We'll wrap this one up. Big Game Boys here took Alec Manoah. I don't know what to do with him. The fact that he had the season he did 2 years ago and then was just wet ass last year, my brain has a hard time computing how that's possible. And if he somehow recovers that form from 2 years ago, dude, it's bad. It's gonna be bad. Billy, we quote aren't doing Valentine's Day this year. Feels like a trap. Oh, Billy, that's a trap. That's a trap. The bear trap is in the forest, and you are wandering around aimlessly, and you're gonna step in that thing, and it's gonna light you on fire simultaneously. So, I don't know that she's expecting a new car, but that would be a pretty kick-ass Valentine's Day gift, right? Just don't finance it because interest rates are stupid. Sheep. Oh man, I'm consistent in that it's usually the night of as you come home from work. You know, at least this is planning ahead for sheep. You know, that's improvement, right? You can lean on that. Say, honey, remember how it used to always be the day of? Well, now I have perfected it, and it is at least a day in advance. That's a beautiful thing. I haven't really been paying attention at all to the draft, so I'm just going to take Matt Chapman because he's absurdly cheap and he shouldn't be going with the second to last pick. All right, let's pivot over to our other draft. This worked out perfectly. All right, Big Game Boys is in this one again too. We got our guy Ben at 4. I'm at 6. Jewish McCaffrey. Hey, not sure if you're in here, but he's in our lobby. Brad, Chip, Hockey Hooligan, T-Bear, T-Bear, that's you. Or Terrence, that's you, right? T-Bear, I think. Maybe. Not outing you. Does a recent house purchase suffice? I mean, I would think only if you paid cash. Yes. No loans are allowed on Valentine's Day, apparently. All right. I just talked about how much I like Fernando Tatis in the previous draft, so I'm gonna go ahead and take him here. Ahead of Julio, ahead of Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll is probably going to be my lowest owned guy in the first round. Probably. Sheep, I think that counts, but I'd still probably grab a rose or something, or maybe something silly that you guys need at the house. Yeah, just a little, you know. I think Sheep's onto something there. You know, hey, remember about this house, right? Which is great. Here's a really nice thing you can fill it with. I think Sheep's onto something there. Bjorn, I'm not sure if you're still here, but thanks for popping in, man. Thanks for drafting with us. It was great having you here. Thanks a lot. Have a good evening. Let's see. Big Game Boys, reveal yourself. Are you in here, Big Game Boys? Maybe, maybe not. And Ben is happy for our 7 slot guy who got Julio, Galv 024. Yeah, I don't know. I'm making a flag plant that Tatis is my guy after that. Like, I will still have Julio. Don't get me wrong. I'm not fading him, but I'm taking Tatis over those guys right now. Like literally any of these outfielders can just completely and totally burn you. Let's do. I'm gonna go with a Rosarina here. I think. I have a couple Tatis J-Ram teams, so I'm gonna go a Rosarina. Hopefully, I got it in. If it didn't auto draft Cole for me, this time thing's really screwing with me. Okay, good. I did. I got a Rosarina. All right, cool. Brad commenting that Betts should be behind Ohtani, J-Rod, and Tatis, probably Alvarez also. I definitely think that you can make the case for that. Mookie's floor feels ultra safe, especially in that lineup. But I don't think he has the ceiling. He had a great year last year. So, like, if I had said this before last year, then he just dunks all over my face. But I agree with you. I think those other guys just have bigger ceilings. Bjorn's a J Train and Sheep Seats fanatic. Appreciate it. I love watching Underdog streams. I do too, man. Every Underdog stream that I can watch, especially when it comes to baseball, I'll check it out. So I love tuning into the Sheep Seats. Almost never miss one if I can avoid it. Matt does great things. Dark Sheep does great things over there. One of the Stacking Dingers guys as well with our guy Baseball and Too Much Tuma. Nez has been with them lately. The Stacking Dingers channel is great. I'm sure everyone here is subscribed to that channel, but if you're not, go subscribe to that channel and watch their stuff because they've had some really good stuff. So, pick 30. Seager's still there. I don't think Seager's going to make it back to me. I doubt it. I saw that tweet today, actually. Your late entry into the TGFBI. It looks like, is it an FBC contest? I'm sorry, I'm a donkey when it comes to that stuff. I'm not really in that space, but that's pretty cool that you guys are in that because I know it's a big conglomeration of fantasy baseball folks. So, all right. What do we got here? This time glitch. It hurts worse on the auto drafters. I'm going to take Seager. I'm hoping he only misses. If he misses any time, I'm hoping it's only like a week or two. I can weather a week or two storm without Seager if it means I'm getting him in the third round. I'll take it. So is Chip? Oh yeah, Chip is in this one. Oh, let's pull up the board. Sorry, you guys don't want to see my team 24/7. My apologies. First round, Terrence did something that I'm seeing more and more. I mean, it's obvious because his ADP keeps rising, but it's not uncommon to see Kyle Schwarber go in that 12-13 turn. I did a Schwarber Trout team the other day from the 12 hole. Just like, why not? It's not financial advice necessarily, but I was like, whatever. Just 12 hole sucks to just do some fun stuff. Hockey hooligans out here just like beating our face in with the infielders. Chip can't get enough of Brian Reynolds. This is basically the same team you just drafted. Chip, what are you doing? Okay, it's not the same team. You have literally two of the same guys. I'm not criticizing it at all. Just find it interesting. Brad is bludgeoning us to death with outfielders so far. And I'm really sorry about this time glitch, guys. I know it makes the stream a little more herky jerky. Altuve for the stack. I like it. Let's see what Mr. McCaffrey does here. All right. We got a 0-1-2 build to start with Seager, Tatis, and Randy. Hooligan is everywhere. All up in your slows. I have never done a slow draft. They don't really appeal to me. I don't know why. Am I missing something? Am I like missing edge there? Real quick, I'm going to make my pick, and I'm going to go with Brandon Nimmo, who is very, very boring, but very, very safe. And as long as George Springer is above him, I will consistently be taking Nimmo over George Springer because I don't think they're the same player. I'm going to say it. I think Brandon Nimmo is better than George Springer. So here we go. Billy's back in on Strider at 12 slot. Cole didn't fall last year. The people he was most commonly paired with put a pretty cool viz in the Badge Bros Discord. I'm going to have to check that out. If you're not in the Badge Bros Discord, you all probably are. But if not, get in there. I need to utilize it more. Ben says I'm not missing anything. Cool. They just sound so like I don't want to wait 8 hours in between each pick. And for it to not drive me absolutely bananas insane, I had to like stagger my drafts over the course of multiple days. I don't want to do that. I just don't want to do that. We were talking about slow drafts, Brad. I've literally never done a slow draft. And I asked if I was missing anything. Chip hit a decent score in NFL on a slow, but does not prefer them usually. Don't think it's a material difference, slow versus fast. Okay, that's good to know. And Ben is in hell. What slow drafts? Are you going to stop doing them then, Ben, or are you just going to keep firing them just because they're another way to do it? All right. Pick 54. What do we want to do here? I think I'm going to go ahead and take a guy that I don't have much of in Nick Castellanos. A little bit of a discount here. slight discount. Feels like a nice start for my outfield. I've got a 0-1-4 build. So I've got Corey Seager at infield and then Tatis, Rosarina, Nemo, and Castellanos. It feels like a decent start. Ben's convinced it's geographic. Oh, that's right. I forgot. That's right. So, yeah. So I assume you're not in Michigan right now? Yeah, I don't. So you just hop into Ohio. Okay. Right? Skyline Chili is an Ohio thing, right? Am I stupid? Am I wrong? Isn't that a Cleveland thing? I don't understand it, but to each their own. Let's check out the build for all of our friends. Let's see. A lot of orange. Brad loading up on outfield here. I really like the Jazz Chisholm thing this year. He's another dude though. It's like I just can't. Oh, Cincinnati. Okay, I was close. Starts with a C. Uh, I was really out on Jazz last year. For some reason, I'm in on him this year. I think it was because wasn't Jazz a infielder last year? I'm pretty sure he was classified as an infielder last year, and he's outfield eligible this year. So, if I'm correct, I think that's why I'm in on him this year, just because outfield gets so scarce so quickly. And that dude can put up points in a hurry. Just needs to stay on the field. All right, couple more picks until we're up. Do I keep hammering away at the offense, or do we go with the pitcher? Come back around at 78. Glass now goes. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Christian Walker here. His price is pretty fair, I think. I still think there's room for that ADP to go up. Arizona's offense is going to be better this year, I think, with all those dudes having another year. But they also have Eugenio Suarez out there now, which I think is a great addition for them. And we'll see if Gabriel Moreno turns into to that guy. I know he was a big prospect for the Blue Jays, and he was batting fifth for them last year in the playoffs. So, Gabriel Moreno is one of those guys who I might take a little dart throw here and there as like a round 20 pick to finish off a stack or whatever. I feel like there's worse ways to go. All right, we got 4 guys ahead of us. I'm definitely taking a pitcher with my next pick. That's going to happen. I don't want to get too far behind there. And this is the range I really like starting to attack pitcher. This 70-ish ADP range. There's so many guys here. Brad grabbed. Oh, did you? I missed that. He grabbed his first Moreno in our last draft with the last pick to finalize his 3-man Arizona stack. Yeah, I totally missed that. I love it. That last round is an opportunity to get really weird. I don't think we need to get abundantly weird, but with a dude to finish off a stack, yeah, why not? All right. I am going to take. I feel like I have so much Grayson right now. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to take Tarek Skubal here. I love Grayson Rodriguez this year. and I've been trying to get a lot of him lately, but I don't want to overexpose myself to any one pitcher. I don't want to be my line of thinking right now is I don't want to be over like 25-30% on any pitcher. Just I don't know. The injury bug last year, I think, kind of scared me off. I didn't have I think last year that's kind of where I landed too with my exposures in the dinger. I did 77 dingers, and I think my highest owned pitcher was like 28%, something like that. So um last year was a decent one for me in the dinger. I got crap, I'm forgetting the number. I think it was 27 teams through the first round. I had 6 dingers in the third round, and then none of them made it to the final. Oh, it was so sad. It was so frustrating. 6 shots to make the final. 6 out of my 77 make the final. That's not bad, especially for our first year. I was pretty happy with that. Hopefully, I can replicate it or do better this year. That'd be great. I'm sorry, guys. I keep forgetting to bring the draft board up. I got to do a better job at that. You don't want to just stare at my screen. My bad. Highlighting some builds here. Terrence has got an interesting one here. Schwarber, Olsen, Henderson. His first pitcher, Ozuna, Snell, Cedric Mullins. Am I a donkey? Or am I maybe sharp? I have drafted Cedric Mullins twice this entire draft season. And I have done 140, 150 drafts at this point. Am I a donkey for fading him? Because I was all over him last year, and he destroyed my soul. And maybe that's why. Maybe it's like that bias, like he burned me last year, so I'm afraid to click his name this year. But if I'm being stupid, I need you guys to let me know, because I feel like he could burn me. Chip also has very little Mullins. Okay. I see sharp people have less of a guy. That makes me feel better. I'm going to take Joe Ryan here. He feels too cheap. His strikeout stuff is crazy. I just hope he can limit the runs he gives up. Brad is also out on Mullins, and he won't admit in public how many drafts he's completed. Okay. Does the number start with a 2? I guess you can't answer that, right? You just said you weren't going to. There's no shame. I feel like Chip is sharp. Is he not? Is Chip a donkey? Am I lying? I mean, he did say he was a casual earlier. So I don't know. I don't even know what that means. I mean, I know what a casual means, but like you can be a casual baseball observer and still be very, very good at drafting. And I feel like every time I'm in a room with Chip, I look at his team and I'm like, okay, I can see it. Mr. Charles likes Baltimore. Like the offense, I'm assuming, or just the city. Their offense is going to be fun. Their staff is going to be fun too. Chip is both a sharp and a casual. You can be both. You can 100% be both. I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't really watch baseball and don't really know much about what's going on that are great drafters because they just know how to play the game. Because ultimately, that's all we're doing. We're playing a silly little game. Baseball's not your sport. What is, Chip? Are you a football guy? Basketball, hockey, field hockey, water polo, dressage? Yeah, I actually was going to bring this up on stream. There's a couple offenses that I don't have much of that I'm afraid of not having much of. The Blue Jays, who I talked about last stream, I have virtually none of them. And I don't have much Baltimore either, and I don't like that. I think Gunner and Santander are the two that I have the most out of Baltimore, but I have zero Rutschman, and that's probably not going to change. And I have virtually zero Mullins, and I don't really love that. I'm right there with you, Brad. I totally get the Baltimore love too. They feel a little expensive. I'm going to take Ketel Marte to stack with Christian Walker. I love pairing those two guys together. Ketel Marte is still way too cheap, and I got him 10 picks after ADP here. So that was pretty much an auto click. That was a nice little discount for me. If you're listening if you're an audio listener, there we go. Let's try that again. I've got a 2-3-4 build. Tariq Skubal and Joe Ryan are my two pitchers. And then I've got an infield of Corey Seager, Christian Walker, and Ketel Marte. And then the outfield is Tatis, Arozarena, Nemo, and Nick Castellanos. Did he? Chip took Wyatt. I'm sorry, that's my fault. I don't have my screen up. Oh man, Chip took him at 87 too. Wow, you didn't stand a chance, Brad. See, were you gonna take him at 88 though? Like honestly? I actually love this. Chip wanted Churio, but took Wyatt out of spite. And that's what we're here for, you know, to Snyder. The tide will lift Mullins out of his funk. I love Cedric Mullins as a player. I really do. I just like, are the Orioles going to do this weird thing with him in the lineup? Like, is he going to lead off most of the time, but then bat like ninth against certain? Is he going to platoon here and there with people? I don't know what to do. They have so many outfielders in Baltimore that I could see them doing hardly anything. Chip's just mad. You got Nolan. I don't have much Nolan Jones. That price feels a little expensive, but he scares the crap out of me for mostly fading him. I don't feel good about that. I'm going to probably try to figure out a way to increase my exposure to him. He feels a lot better if you're drafting out of like the 10, 11, 12 hole than he does if you're drafting out like the 4. I don't want to push him up much more than he's already been pushed up. Is I think my contention. All right. We are on the clock, and I'm going to go with the young gun Yuri Perez. This guy's stuff is crazy. And I just kind of betting on the talent. And hopefully he throws innings and is good. So Chip's sister used to date Nolan in high school, and Chip struck him out or something. Nolan Jones had one of the highest floors and ceilings last year in the weekly format. Yep. Chip loves Yuri. Yuri usually takes him there. That's good. I think Yuri's great there. It'd be kind of cool if you did strike out Nolan Jones, though. Like, I can't imagine, facing a guy in high school who went to the majors, much less striking out that person or like hitting a home run off of like Clayton Kershaw when he was in high school, which I'm sure never happened. But I can't imagine doing that. 3 picks away. A 3-3-4 build. I like how this team is shaping up. I need to not ruin it. So, got to be smart with this pick. I think this next one's probably going to be a pitcher too. So Chip's friend did. He didn't play baseball, but had friends on the team. He's from Chip's area. So that's pretty cool, though. I'm guessing he was ridiculous in high school. Probably hit like 480 the entire season. can't imagine playing against a major league talent on a high school field. That would be pretty wild. All right. A little time glitch. Yeah, Hunter Green got auto drafted. That's a shame. I really wanted him. I'm gonna go Hunter Brown. I'm really liking these young pitchers who have some pretty insane strikeout capability. Uh, Gave up a few runs last year, but Hunter Brown strikes out a lot of people, and I'm just hoping he gets a full workload innings wise. So yeah, we've got a 4-3-4 right now. Skubal, Ryan, Yuri Perez, and Hunter Brown. The infield, Corey Seager, Christian Walker, Ketel Marte. I love this infield start. And then outfield's Tatis, Rosarina, Nemo, and Castellanos. This is feeling good. I like this structure. Nice little pitcher run there. Green, Brown, Bassett, Gray, Bibby, all going in a row. Spencer Steer is very interesting. He's a dude that just like fills up all categories. Brad loves Brown also. Good. I like that. I like that we're on the same page there. I just I'm just targeting these guys who strike out a lot of people for the most part. I have no interest in a guy like Jordan Montgomery, who's a very good real life pitcher, but just doesn't have the K upside. I'm consistently gravitating towards these higher strikeout pitchers, no matter where we're at in the draft. I do definitely have some like one strikeout per inning guys or a little lower. Like I've got some Bibby, I've got some Grant Williams. Lance Lynn is right around that mark as well. Jose Barrios, Christian Javier could be a high strikeout guy if he figures his stuff out. I've been trying to get him. Ben makes a good point about Spencer Steer. His playing time seems locked in. Yeah, I don't think he's not gonna. The problem with the Reds right now is the mixture of Jonathan India, Christian Encarnacion Strand, Jamer Candelario, and Noel V. Marte. Of those four, I think Candelario is going to get the most playing time. But they've been talking about trading India. I don't know if they will, but they probably should, because that would really clarify things in that infield. But yeah, Spencer Steer feels pretty locked in. I always mix him up with oh God. What's the other guy's name? Live drawing a blank. Oh, you're driving me crazy. Let me look for his name. Hold on. I'll find him. I don't care that I'm almost on the clock. Matt McLean. There we go. Matt McLean's the other guy I was thinking of. Let's do Christian Javier. I believe Christian Javier came in as like my third highest owned pitcher last year, and that went very, very poorly for me. But really late last year, he showed signs that he was figuring some stuff out. And I hope that trend carries over, because he had let me pull him up real quick. He had a really nice 2022, 194 strikeouts and only 148 innings. That's crazy. And then last year, just the train completely came off the tracks. There was some analysis done on his fastball. It wasn't getting as much, I think, ride or movement. And toward the end of the year, going into the playoffs, he had a couple of really, really nice starts. So I'm hoping for a bounce back season. Really, 5 hour ago, blurb India injured, maybe. Interesting. Or at least there's some uncertainty about him. Okay. All right. Hasn't India had trouble staying healthy lately? Like the last couple of years? I think. Could be wrong. No, I'm not wrong. I know he had trouble staying healthy. He had a couple of years where he was hurt. It's coming back to me now. All right. 5-3-4 build. Where is JD Martinez going to wind up? I mean, I don't know that I really care. I'm not really in on him, but I will be interested to see where he goes. It kind of doesn't really, it feels like there's not really a contender that like needs him. It'd be like the Brewers would sign him and then they would just trade somebody because I don't know what the Brewers are doing. I'm going to subject myself to endless torture and go with Chris Bryant here. Chris Bryant was awesome once upon a time and then went to Colorado, and Colorado is seemingly where people just go to die. Just has not stayed healthy and hasn't really lifted the ball. I'm just kind of taking a bet or a gamble that that talent's going to come back. I don't know that we're going to get MVP Chris Bryant again, but I don't know. He's a very talented player, and I just hope I get him right this year. That's it. Back to the board. Sorry, guys. I'll get better at this as I stream more and more. I keep forgetting to do this. Let's see. He had the injury last year. It kind of lingered and read somewhat maybe mismanaged. Brown was surprised he wasn't moved. I was surprised. I'm surprised he's still on the team. Honestly, I thought they would trade him, but they haven't yet. They could though. Let's see. Trying to see if anything like sticks out. This is going to be a 6-pitcher build for me. I'm pretty sure. T Bear with Will Smith and Trevor Story back to back. I love Trevor Story this year. He doesn't need to be what he was in Colorado to pay this price off. He just needs to be not bad. T Bear's got a very balanced build here. I like building these really balanced teams. Those are fun. Like not overcommitting early draft capital to one position. Don't mind that at all. All right. Let's see. Scroll down a little bit. Let's do our stack again with Suarez. Arizona is one of my favorite teams to stack. It's really easy to do it. And I think that they're going to be an elite offense this year, truly. So, one thing I will say, I don't like dedicating more than 3 people in a stack to one position. So I think it's very, very unlikely that I take Gabriel Moreno because I don't want 4 of my 7 infielders to be on the same team. That may be dumb, but it just feels like overcommitting one position to a stack. And I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm at right now. I don't know what you guys think about that line of thinking, but I don't know. It's hard for me to have 4 of one team in one position offensively. So, not saying I won't do Moreno later. Might still, but I don't know. It feels like overcommitting to one team. It feels unnecessary. All right, 6 picks away. Don't really want to. I don't really know what I want to do with this next pick. Just check out Brad's team real quick. Brad, your outfield's crazy, man. I'd venture a guess you're probably done with outfield. 5. Yeah, you got 6. That's it's a nice outfield you've assembled. Chips thinks similarly. I assume you're referencing the stacking thought I just had. Yeah, I don't know. It feels bad to overcommit like that. I don't really like anything here. I'm just gonna go with Joey Meneses. I don't particularly love Joey Meneses. The bat hates him. The bat does not like Joey Meneses at all. Um, but he should play every day. And last year, so I was can't I, last year I was completely out on him. I He was on my like if I could remove him from the player pool, I would have done it last year. Um, he played through a knee injury, which definitely I think sapped his power, and he still put up a really respectable score. Not, not great, but not terrible. So part of me just kind of thinks maybe he's just a good hitter. I don't know. Um, if Joey Meneses is like your third or fourth outfielder, you're probably in trouble. But as a sixth outfield option, I feel like, knowing especially that I'm going to stop at 6 pitchers and this is going to be, a 6-7-7 build probably. Um, I feel like you can do worse than Meneses as your sixth outfielder. So I don't love the pick, but I didn't feel that in reaching for anything in this spot was necessary. So now the question is, do I finish out my outfield or do I just wrap up pitching? One of those two positions is going to be finished up with this next pick. Brad is exclusively targeting pitchers over 38 years old. That's a strategy. Moving on. Let's see. Who are your pitchers? I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, so we got Chuckles, Verlander, Bibby. He's like 20. Bieber, Grayson. Okay, so it's just lately you've been targeting the olds. I mean, if you really want to commit to the old pick, you gotta go with Lance Lynn here, right? You gotta do it. You gotta do it. It's a slam dunk. Hashtag always the olds. I really want to see you do it, Brad. Truly. Luis Arise. That's disappointing. Tisk tisk. You had the opportunity. You passed on it. I'm gonna finish my outfield and take Brent Rooker here. Pretty much anything on Oakland feels bad, but the guy demonstrated that he can hit. Uh, and I mean, I would think that he will play every day. Oakland kind of seems to just do this thing where they just play whoever the hell, whenever. I don't know. I don't know. But Rooker feels like a nice last infield piece or outfield piece at 7. So we're going to turn off outfield. And we'll just kind of see what comes our way. I definitely have an idea of what I want to do. Won't do it more. Verlander just fell. Oh, did he really? He fell 30 spots? That's crazy. I have. I don't think I have a single share of Verlander. I believe Father Time has finally come for him. So uh there's more attractive options in that range, But I mean, getting him at 153 is that's pretty nice. I can see myself doing that too. I honestly, I don't really mind Charlie Morton all that much. Like, there's worse picks, you know? By the way, if you're still here, thank you for hanging out. We've been live for an hour and 40 minutes. This is definitely the longest stream I've ever done. If you could take a sec and hit that like button for me, I would appreciate it. Unless, of course, you don't like this and you don't have to. But if you do, if you've had a good time, hopefully you have, please don't forget to hit that like button. Probably should have said that earlier in the stream, but whatever. It's a hobby. I'm kind of searching for what to do next here. I think I have it. I think I have it. I have a grand plan here. Let's see if I can pull it off. Unless this dude's auto drafting, and that might ruin it. We'll see. I haven't been paying attention. Nope. Alec Bohm. Let's do it. Get to stack him up with Nick Castellanos. Down with that. So we've got 3 D-backs and 2 Phillies. And that is the that's the stacking we're doing so far. Hey, Matt, what's going on, man? Wu-Tang Killer Bees popping in. Thanks for coming in, man. We're doing our second draft of the evening. This will be my final draft. This is streaming 2 drafts in a row, man. I don't know how the Badge Bros do this every day. They stream for like an hour and a half, 2 hours every day. That's crazy. I gotta remember to become a member. Can't do it from my phone, and I rarely use my computer, and I keep forgetting. I gotta give those guys their credit. Badge Bros are awesome. Thanks for popping in, Matt. Appreciate you stopping in. I'm gonna try to do another one this week, probably Friday, I think. I don't really like to do Fridays because I don't want to butt up against Dark Sheep because he always, he does his thing at 8. So if I do one on Friday, I'll do mine, earlier, like 6 or 6:30. If you guys can make it, great. If not, that's cool too. But I'm not going to overlap Sheep. So we'll see. I might do a weekend one. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. But to know when I'm going to go live, you can follow me on X. Finally called it X instead of Twitter. Handle there is Woo Woo J Train. Same thing. Nice and easy. For audio listeners, we got a 5-5-7 build. I'm up in 4 picks. Pitching staff is Scooball, Joe Ryan, Yuri Perez, Hunter Brown, Christian Javier. Infield is Seager, Christian Walker, Ketel Marte, Eugenio Suarez, and Alec Bohm. And then the outfield is Tatis Rosarina, Nemo Castellanos, Bryant, Joey Meneses, and Brent Rooker. I don't even know why I have the outfield still on. I'm done with that. Next will be one of my favorite picks late, and it's another guy that I had a ton of last year, Ryan McMahon. He's going to give you 11 to 1,200 points, and then he's going to move on with his life. Matt, ever since you watched the stream last week, he's gotten the Walker Marte infield mini at least 3 times. That is one of my favorite stacks to do. I love the Walker Marte thing. Been referring to Ryan McMahon as Mac Daddy. I love it. I hope that he doesn't find himself in a stupid platoon with Alan Trejo. That would be infuriating. Ryan McMahon is just a solid player. And another reason why I picked him there is because he stacks with Chris Bryant here. So, but yeah, to your point, Wu-Tang Killer Bees, the Walker Marte thing is just, it feels great every time. And then, adding in Suarez to the mix. Arizona's, if I had to guess, I'm sure there's a way to do this. I could export and do filters, whatever. If I had to guess, Arizona's probably the team that I have stacked the most this year. Arizona, Dodgers, the Braves, those three, probably in that order, are the teams that I've stacked the most. I've probably accidentally stacked Colorado a lot because I have a lot of Bryant and I have a lot of Mac Daddy. Let's see, what other teams? If Matt Chapman winds up on the Cubs, I'll have a lot of Cubs stacks. So there's that. I'm right there with you, man. Sometimes I got to tack on Gurriel to my Arizona pieces if I need an outfield late. Absolutely. And even I did take a stab at Jock Peterson once or twice. I know that he's not going to play every day. And I don't necessarily know that he's, like that dude anymore. But I've taken a couple flyers on him just to fill out some stacks. Infield, I've got enough pop, so let's take a floor guy. One of my favorite picks in the entire draft, Tyro Estrada. He was on a trajectory to absolutely smash last year, and then he missed 30-ish games. I love him at the very end of drafts, just as a floor guy. Like he's not gonna go out there and put up 1,500 points, but if we get to the end of this year and I look up and he's got 1,250, 1,300, I won't be surprised. Honest to God. Same token, I won't be surprised if he only finishes with 1,000. But there are a few guys that feel as good as Estrada to me. And then I'm not going to star him, but I already know who I'm going to go with my last pitcher. Terrence saying, I have a pleasant disposition, enjoy my streams, keep up the good work. I really appreciate that, Terrence. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. It's easy when you guys are here and we're chatting and drafting and having a good time. And this has genuinely been a blast for me. I've had a ton of fun, and you guys are the reason why. So I really, really appreciate you coming out, and I hope you are able to tune in as we continue to do this thing. Matt's got more jock than Gurriel, but that's more of an ADP thing. I totally get that. I'm scared off by like they have enough outfielders in Arizona already, and not that Jock's going to play outfield. He's probably only going to DH, but still, I just get scared off by his playing time concerns. Like my art behind me. Yeah, so I just got, the wall is, it was just like that. I didn't paint it like that because I do Underdog streams. It was just, this is what we did. And then just some album covers, some records. We got a Richard Pryor record up there. Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic from the Chili Peppers. Nevermind. Got a couple 21 Pilots records. Coheed and Cambria, which is my favorite band of all time. They're up there. Yep, I'm on the clock. I have 8 seconds, and we're going to draft Edward Cabrera. No, we're not. Oh my God, I'm in pain. I'm panicking. And Christopher Sanchez. Okay. All right. So, the Christopher Sanchez thing. I'm only doing that because I've seen some pretty sharp people on X talking about him this year. That's it. And I had 8 seconds to figure it out because I got sniped on Edward Cabrera and I didn't know what to do. So, but late pitcher targets. So Edward Cabrera is a guy I've been on. Christopher Sanchez, Aaron Staval have come off him a little bit. JP Sears has entered the conversation. I'm never clicking Eric Fed's name. I don't have any faith that the White Sox can make him into anything. Griffin Canning, not bad. Oh, you took. I just missed it, Brad. Sorry, probably missed it because I don't have the board up. I swear to you guys, I will get better at that as time goes on. All right, let's look at this final team, and then I don't think we won't go team by team because I got to get out of here. But I picked in the sixth position in this draft, a 6-7-7 build. Tariq Skubal, Joe Ryan, Yuri Perez, Hunter Brown, Christian Javier, and then panic pick Christopher Sanchez. Infield is Corey Seager, Christian Walker, Ketel Marte, and Eugenio Suarez, Alec Bohm, Mac Daddy himself, Ryan McMahon, and then Tyro Estrada. And then the outfield is Tatis, Arozarena, Nemo, Castellanos, Bryant, Meneses, and Brent Rooker. So that's the team. I like how both of these teams turned out in this draft. I almost feel like I can make a case for pretty much every team that I draft. So, like, you won't probably see me being like, oh, this guy's team is terrible. We don't know. We just don't know. Anything can happen. Any strategy can work. There are some that are more optimal than others. But I like the way that this team turned out. It feels like there's a lot of ceiling guys in the pitching staff. I've got a nice mixture of power and floor on the infield. Hopefully Seager doesn't miss too much time. And then the outfield, more floor than ceiling here, but I think hopefully good enough to get me through. So I'm going to head out. This has been a blast again. I want to thank you all for hopping in. Thank you again, Terrence, for the compliments. If my pitching holds, I might have something that's exactly, I need Skubal to throw a full complement of innings, or else I'm probably drawing dead here. He's probably the key. I mean, obviously all of them need to do something, but if you're going to pick Skubal as your first guy, the only outcome that's going to work is if he throws a full complement of innings. So, Brad, I had a blast. I'm glad you did too. I'll let you guys know on X when I'll do this again, but it'll be Friday or Saturday probably. And then Matt, again, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate all the support. Appreciate you guys stopping by on your way out. If you haven't yet, if you could hit the like button, I greatly appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for coming. This was a blast. Had a great time. Y'all have a great night, and we'll probably see you in a few days, okay? My name is Jason, a.k.a. Woo Woo J Train, and we will see you on the next one. Later, guys.